So, Macron handily survives no confidence vote in France, apparently. Look, okay, yeah, so bad news, guys, for France. He has survived the no confidence vote. It was a little bit disappointing, but hey, what do you know? The government decided to keep its government shilling. Big surprise, but let's jump into this article. But even after the French leader backed down on planned fuel tax increases and a plan to help angry working class still faces protests. Yes, because it's not just about that anymore, is it? But anyway. So, Paris. Emmanuel Macron's government easily survived a no-confidence vote in Parliament on Thursday over its handling over the Yellow Vest protests that have swept the country in recent weeks. Not just that country, but also a few other countries as well. To the point where now I believe it was Germany has banned yellow vests because they're worried that Salisbury or this whole Salisbury incident will spark a protest of their own. But moving along, the no confidence motion. Sorry, Salisbury. That's Sweden, I think it was. Sorry. The no confidence motion put forward by the centre left socialists and the far left party in France, unbowed, won the support of 70 lawmakers, far short of the 289 needed. The symbiotic movement by the opposition capped a tremendous 3 weeks of French presidency. I'm kind of glad they didn't win, to be honest. This whole far left and left lawmakers, I'm glad they didn't win. I would like to see Le Pen run or challenge, and I think she'll do a good job, but we do have a bit of an update on that. We'll get to that at the end. Faced with violent anti-government protests, Mr. Macron has backed down on the planned tax fuel increase and announces new measures to put cash in the pocket of angry working class. Because, you know, when you can't govern them properly, you just bribe them, apparently. France's protests are one manifestation of the anti-establishment mood across Europe, which has contributed to the rise of populist parties, pressure on mainstream politics, and the UK's decision to leave the EU. Wow, okay, the Wall Street Journal is actually quite based. I'm surprised. British Prime Minister Theresa May survived her own no-confidence vote this week with her Parliament Conservative Party, but this stiffer opposition than Mr. Macron faced in France's National Assembly. In France, the shooting in Salisbury... Oh, okay, so it was France, sorry. The shooting in Strasbourg on Tuesday, where the gunman killed 3 people and suspected terrorist attack near the Christmas market, you mean the guy that screamed Allah Akbar, put further strain on France's security forces already on the edge after 4 consecutive weeks of demonstrations across the country. Several people were wounded in the attack and 1 person was left brain dead. Oof, this is not good. Several people were wounded in the attack and 1 person was left brain dead. According to the Paris prosecutor's office, a massive manhunt for the suspected attacker, a 29-year-old Sharif Karat, I wonder where he's from, continued on Thursday. Despite the heightened security across France and the new measures announced last week, Mr. Macron, many yellow vests or Gillet Generants, I'm getting that wrong, were still planned to take to the streets this coming Saturday, according to social media. One group called a Facebook page for an event called Macron Resignation on Saturday. The location was given as the Asbel Palace, Mr. Macron's official residence. On Thursday, more than 10,000 people had already marked themselves as going, and another 66,000 said they were very interested. Some Juliet Janes, or yellow vests, however, called for the protest to stop and for the negotiations with the government. So, in other words, they were government shills trying to infiltrate the party. Amid some sign that the mood in the France has become less tolerant of unruly protests following the Strasbourg terrorist attack. No, it's more likely the fact that it was people infiltrating that so that they could go through and try and debunk it from the inside. Go Christmas shopping, said Juliette Monod, I'm getting that wrong, a driving force behind the movement, speaking on French radio on Thursday. Miss Moda said protests were hurting the economy and small retailers and the Juliet Jones need to transform themselves In October, Miss Moderate, 51, posted a video of herself on Facebook attacking Mr. Macron's decision to introduce high fuel taxes, which went viral. Benjamin Koshi, a spokesman for the group of Juliet Genovitz, I'm getting that wrong, I know, I apologise, invited people to go and meet their electorate representative on Saturday instead of taking to the streets. It's time for dialogue, said Mr. Koshki, speaking on national radio on Thursday. Kind of makes you wonder how much these people were paid, doesn't it? For now, the government hasn't banned protests this week, but authorities are seeking to discourage Juliet Jones from taking to the streets. Quote, what we're asking you to do is be responsible and not protest on Saturday, said the government spokesman, Benjamin Grieve, speaking on national TV on Thursday. Yes, what a surprise. The mainstream media, which is what people were trying to burn down last weekend, is getting a whole bunch of people to speak out against the protests. I wonder why they would be doing that. As for these people that are speaking out against the protesters, I would say that they're probably been infiltrated, they've probably been paid off, or whatever it may be. Look, for someone who would originally support this cause and then to go on national TV, which people are claiming is fake news, and I would agree with, to discourage people from turning up, I do think there's some collusion going on there. Look, maybe they're doing it because they're sick of the protests, maybe. But I would say that it seems more likely that they've been infiltrated. But here's the funny thing. Marine Le Pen is a massive lead over failing Macron in the European elections poll. So according to a recent poll, Marine Le Pen holds a large lead over Emmanuel Macron. Le Pen's National Rally, or RN, receives 23.5% of the support, while beleaguered Emmanuel Macron's La République La Revanche, I'm getting that wrong, I apologise, has only 15% of the support. To give you an idea, there is her poll there, and Macron's is there? No. There it is there, 15%. So, there it is there. His is there, roughly. Hers is up there. So she's actually leading him. So, for popular supporters, there's more good news as Rabit La France, DLF, the right-wing party of Nicolas Lepoina, I'm getting that wrong, I apologise, is supported by 7.5% of the electorate. Other polls show Le Pen in the lead as well. National Rally leader scores better on approval ratings as Macron is under fire for his handling of the yellow vest crisis. So at the end of the day, if Le Pen was to team up with this other group, the right-wing group, they would have around 30%. Just saying, Le Pen, if you see this video, 30%. How much percent do you need to run the government? Just saying. But yeah, look, at the end of the day, look, obviously I supported Le Pen more than Macron. To me, he's a government shill. He's a Rothschild. He literally works for them. Let's face it, this guy is the elites of the elite. He didn't just live in the Eiffel Tower, the Eiffel Tower. He just didn't live in the ivory tower, but he was up the top with the Rothschilds as their worker. So yes, he is elite. He is a globalist. He is their man. And this is what a lot of the protesters are saying. A lot of the protesters are saying that he is no good for France. A lot of the protesters are saying they are sick of him going through and screwing over France and pushing this globalist agenda. Like, for example, the fuel tax. It might have started with that, but it's so much more than that now. And at the end of the day, yeah, I understand why people are pissed. I'm a little disappointed he didn't survive. He survived the no confidence. But considering it was the left winger pushing for that, I'm not that upset. I'm kind of glad that they didn't win. I would like to see Le Pen go for it. I'd like to see Le Pen go through and push against Macron and see how she goes. I don't know if she can do that legally or whatever. I'd have to check into all that. But I think she has a definite good chance to win against the Macron. But guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What are your thoughts on Macron? Do you think he should resign? Do you think he should stay on? Do you think Le Pen should push against Macron and take a shot at running France? I would like to see it. I really, really would. You know, and normally I'm against female politicians, but in this situation, yeah, I think she'll do a good job. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. If this video has been helpful, please smack a like. If you're new to the channel, welcome and subscribe. Apart from that, guys, I'll see you in the next demonetized video from YouTube. Have a great day and enjoy.